Hello and welcome to another episode of Dear Kev on Stage, where I give you the best, worst advice on the planet. As always, you can submit your questions to dearkev@kevonstage.com, where you will remain anonymous. All right, are y'all ready to go? First questiones. Dear Kev, we've been married 3 years. We are both 100% black, though he was raised by white people. He never mentioned supporting Trump. Oh, okay, you just straight to it. He knows how I feel about Trump, but out of nowhere, the last month he told me that Trump is in the top 2 for him to vote for. When I went to ask why, he immediately got defensive and said I was trying to bully him into hating Trump. Really, I'm just disgusted and disappointed that I married a man who could even consider voting for a man like Trump. I'm really struggling and respecting him because now every time I look at him, I'm legitimately turned off and a little disgusted. Like, his face annoys me now. That's how my wife felt about me when she was pregnant. She's just like, blech. Please help. I don't want to resent my husband, but I'm having a hard time getting past this. Every time I even think about it, I get pissed. I'm embarrassed talking to my friends about Trump supporters knowing that my husband is one. Help me. Listen, I mean to laugh at your situation because that's just a funny visual. You with a whole bunch of black friends like, man, Trump this and Trump that. And you like, yeah, Trump, huh? Phew, that guy crazy, man. You know, yeah. Woo-wee, huh? Impeachment, huh? Sure like peaches. My husband, he just don't agree with you. Oh, man, you probably so uncomfortable. I was reading a study said that okay, somebody told me the study. I didn't actually read it. I don't want our relationship to be that. Y'all know, look at me. Do it look like I be pulling up studies and reading them? No. Somebody was telling me about a study, and I just took their word for granted. They were talking about how in relationships, political affiliation is more important than anything, like even more than religious affiliation. People would rather be married to a person that either has no religion or has a totally different religion than them than to be married to someone from a different political persuasion than them. Can you believe? I can, because this letter, this electronic mail that you sent me tells me that you rethinking stuff. And listen, I'm not going to tell you what to do. Next question. I just had no advice for you. Probably because my Postmates just came and my stomach like, man, Russia, hurry up. It's 9:56 a.m. I ain't ate nothing. And last night my stomach was hurting, so I didn't really eat dinner like that either. Yeah, you wanted to know. Dear Kev, I've been seeing this dude for a year now. We always been just friends, but I caught feelings for him. When I set up our next day out, I was going to confess to him how I feel. When we met up, he told me that he had to tell me something. He came out the closet. Yep, he gay. Should I tell him how I feel or forever hold my peace? First of all, yep, he gay. It's just a funny way to phrase that. Should you tell him how you feel? Yes, you should. You should practice telling him how you feel. Pour your heart out. Explain all the reasons you love him, and then remember that moment as an audition for when you tell a man who is not gay how you feel. Don't think there's any true value in telling a man who's admitted that he's gay to you that you love him and feel for him when he just told you he is not attracted to your gender. However, these things are kind of hard to say. Like, Tron, I love you, Tron. I want you to be my baby's father. I want to kiss you in the mouth. I want you to grab me in the night and say, hey, come over here. And then you go find a man who is not gay and you tell him that. And you let the guy who you're talking to go find a man that he can be with. I wonder about people. People be lonely, man. You be lonely. The man told you were gay. You're like, should I tell him how I feel? Ma'am. Just told you he was gay. What you tell him? I just want to see if you turn him. He's a vampire. You want to bite him in the neck. He done told you he's gay. You can't even be mad if he does gay stuff. He done said, hey, I'm gay. You're like, yeah, but I love you. And I love men. I mean, what do you want me to say? And I do feel bad because you really was like, man, I mean, you used to be gay. But I'm going to tell you, no, he going to continue to be gay. You caught them feelings early. You ain't see the signs? You ain't have your glasses on or something like that? You didn't have LASIK eye surgery? Get your 20/20 vision? I'm sorry, ma'am. He came out that closet. He ain't going back in. You hear me what I said? Did you hear me what I said? That man told you he don't want to be with people who have slits. You got the slit in the middle, and then your hole is in the slit. He want that open. You got the little, you got a cooter cat, and he wants a Buddha bat. That's all it is. You almost had him. Almost doesn't count. Brandy tried to tell us.
Want to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Ritual. Do you know what's in your multivitamin? Do you even check? Do you look what's in the granules? Or do you just be like, nah, I'm going to just take whatever? Look, it could be sugars, GMOs, synthetic fillers, artificial colorants, not to mention animal byproducts like sheep's wool and gelatin from hooves and hides. Do you want hooves and hides in your body? You might find that in your multivitamin, but Ritual ain't your typical multivitamin. Ritual's clean, vegan-friendly formula is made with key ingredients and forms your body can actually use. No shady extras. Listen, I'm the skeptical skeptic. I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know what Ritual is up to. I don't trust it. I'm suspicious. I don't know if Ritual is really good for me. But ever since I started taking them at the beginning of this year, I've been impressed. My body's been like, hey, Kev, this is your body. Thank you, man. We feeling better. We operating at a better clip. It's like premium gasoline, baby. You can't just get regular unleaded when you got a high octane machine like you do. You got to get premium, which is Ritual. Now available for women, men, and teens. Ritual multivitamins are scientifically developed to help support different life stages, and you'll always know where your nutrients come from thanks to Ritual's one-of-a-kind visible supply chain. Now you listen to this. You deserve to know what's in your multivitamin. That's why Ritual is offering my listeners 10% off during your first 3 months. Visit ritual.com/DearKev to start your Ritual today. And now back to the show.
Dear Kev, longtime fan, thank you. But anyways, what should I do about my... he said, well, but anyway, before he said something. But anyway. Oh, I guess he said long-time fam. I digress. What should I do about my secret fetish I have for BBWs? The girl I'm talking to is more on the slim thick. That's it, Joshua. The girl I'm talking to is more on the slim thick side, but all the sexual... Oh my gosh, my son is FaceTiming me. Isaiah, I'm just at work. Hi. What? Yes, I know how we have a smart fridge. Bye. Why? How? Why are you at? You supposed to be at school studying. Why are you FaceTiming me? What you studying? My nerves? Bye. 2 minutes of sex, and that's what you get. FaceTime 13 years later. It was just 2 minutes. Maybe 3. I don't know. I ain't going to be before you long. Literally, though, you have sex for 2 minutes, and then you get that forever. That is not a fair exchange. If you ask me, like, I just want a pumps and a bump. And I end up with a baby bump. Anyway, the girl I'm currently talking to is more on the slim, thick side, but all the porn I watch and all the women I fantasize about are BBW. Please help. Listen, man. I'm sick of it. Y'all gonna love these big girls out loud. Y'all gonna stop having this secret love for the big girls. You gonna love them out loud and full. You got that BBW love, big, beautiful women. They got that bosom that you like. You want to rest your head on that bosom. I know you want to do. You want to tuck into that belly where it's warm inside. I know about it because I got both. My wife lay her head on my bosom all the time, and she puts her toes underneath my belly where it hangs over. She be snuggling little toes in there. I like it. I feel like I can provide a service. I'm like a human blanket. But she loves me for me. What's a BBM? Is that big, beautiful man? Is that me? Blackberry Messenger? I'm BBM, and she better not ever hide me. She in that back room, and she ain't never told me to go work out. She did tell me to shave one time. I let my hair grow, and she was like, you got to do something about that. But that bigness, she loves that bigness. Y'all going to stop having sweet love with these big women in silence. If you don't want to love them out loud, then don't fetishize them in the dark. You hear me? The Bible says, hey, man, what's done in the dark going to come to the light. You love that woman out loud. You hear me? Before I sock you. Secret love. Love her big. Let her be big. Don't ask her to do nothing. Shoot. I'm sick of it. They deserve better than that. More love. They shouldn't be hiding. Hey, girl, I love you, but turn the lights off and put a hoodie over your face. Don't you do that to that big woman. She love you. You need to stop being fat phobic. Shoot, I had enough of it. talking about how I got a thin girl out in public, but I be watching the sex of the big girl. You gotta be ashamed of yourself. Next question. Dear Kev, I've been having sexual intercourse, but with my aunt for almost a year. This past Thanksgiving, I volunteered to go get ice, and my aunt tagged along, and I knew it was gonna happen. We returned with no ice, and nobody said anything. When we returned, my uncle started kissing her, and I felt bad. Should I stop and risk telling everyone everything, or just stick it out? P.S. She's my aunt through marriage. First things first. Lead with that. You talking about I done sexed my aunt, and you don't bother to the end of the paragraph to tell me she ain't your aunt like that? Because I'm like, first of all, this question ain't going nowhere. I promise you, I'm going to delete this question. I said, we don't do no incest down on Kev on Stage Studio. This is good, wholesome, clean family content. We ain't doing no incest. But if she's your aunt by marriage, that's quite all right. I mean, not all right, but it's not as bad as an incestual relationship. I didn't know if y'all was from the backwoods of Arkansas. They probably do incest in Arkansas, probably still. Not many. They probably don't talk about it, but it's like, we live in Arkansas. Not Little Rock. I know there's civilized people there. But maybe Texarkana. Probably Texarkana. Do y'all even have internet in Texarkana? Are you watching this right now? I'm sorry if you live in Texarkana. But listen. Poor Uncle Otis. I'm going to just say your uncle named Otis because I just feel like he got to have a name like that if he's just watching you go and sex your aunt. With no ice. How y'all go out, get ice and don't get ice? What's up with y'all family? What's up with your family? Y'all went out, hey, we gonna get ice. Why would an auntie and a kid go get ice together? Ain't nobody question stuff. I question stuff. And my family in general, in life, I be questioning stuff. Your family just let this go by? Why are you sexing auntie? She supposed to be making the greens. You taking her down. She's supposed to be making the greens, and you over there making macaroni and cheese sounds with her. Oh, I know I'm talking about. Y'all making macaroni and cheese, and you put that macaroni and cheese spoon in there. First of all, if your sex sound like that, your macaroni and cheese probably not fire, because that's a weird sound. You're like, yeah, this is what sex sound like. It doesn't, though. And I don't like my macaroni and cheese that sounds sexual. I want to feel something when I eat it. I want to be like, yeah, macaroni and cheese, you thick. What you doing later? But I don't want to make those sex sounds. I'm way off course. You want some advice? Tell everyone at Christmas dinner. Host it. Cut the ham. You say, yo, here's a ham for everyone, and those yams are mine. We don't have yams, but I do. It's Auntie's yams. I've been smashing her cakes to smithereens. Guess what? Y'all got to blow up some of these dinners, man. It just be boring. We be watching parades, basketball games, and football games. We got to blow this up, man. Make it exciting. Tear that Thanksgiving dinner up. Tear that Christmas dinner up. Tear that New Year's Day dinner up. And record it live and broadcast it so I can see the carnage. Oh, yeah. Next question. This is a long one, so stay with me. Dear Kev, a few years ago, I rekindled a friendship with a guy from high school after our 10-year reunion. We quickly bonded, and over the next few years, we became emotionally intimate and close. His wife developed a distaste for me and has spent the past year and a half trying to break our friendship up. Suddenly, I became a constant topic causing fights in their home. At first, he would stick up for me. However, she eventually succeeded in putting a wedge between us and convinced him that he needed to spend less time with me and more with his family. What is this lady's problem? This is just crazy. Even though she's with them every day, she got him to believe that I was a distraction, and he started picking fights with me, the other woman. I added that part. Finally, I had reached my limit with him being hot and cold, so I confronted his wife. We got into an argument, and I confessed that he and I had sex in the early days of our friendship and during their marriage. It was something that we put behind us. But I only told her out of anger and spite. This caused a fight between them, and she told him if he ever speaks to me again, she would divorce him and take the kids. Our friendship is over. I question if it was ever real to begin with. I will never allow myself to get into another situation like that again. I know that I'm not the victim here. I know that parts of our relationship crossed the line. I don't need to be dragged for that. I get it. I know that I look like the villain in this, but as they say, friends can break your heart too. As stupid as it sounds, how do I let myself trust people again? Enough to let them get that close to me. I feel like opening myself up is just asking to be hurt and walked out on, thrown away. Advice? I'm going to disagree with you on one thing. You do need to be dragged for that. Because you sat up here and clickety-clacked that on your email computer and said, I know, all I was trying to do was break up a happy home. Don't remind me. No, ma'am, remind you. Do you hear the words that are coming out of your mouth? You over here talking about his wife is mad because she wants to spend time with his wife and children and not me, the other woman. Now, Barbara gonna come to you as a woman. Okay, she done called you and said, leave my man alone. You are not getting it. Leave that man alone and leave other potentially married men alone. I want you to contact Tyler Perry Studios and say, here's my life story. Turn it into a program on BET Plus. And then say, also Tyler Perry, hit Kev on stage up and invite him to a party or something. He's still bitter about the past. He got a little studio he got kicked out of, and you over here building your own. Tell him those two things. Secondly, I think you need to take some time alone. You opening yourself up to people that you need to close yourself up to. That man got a wife and children. Open yourself up to single men. You got your legs open to the married man. He got some fall in there too, but I'm just saying, you ask the advice for you, yourself personally, and not him. You got to let that man go. Let that pain go. I guarantee you're less likely to get hurt when you're dealing with people that don't have dependents. It's nearly tax time. You trying to mess with that man tax money? It's so crazy. Talking about, I know I crossed the line. I don't need to be driving for that. I know I look like the villain. Ma'am, you are Thanos of this relationship. You over here snapping your fingers and your cootie cat. Busting up things. You busting up your legs wide open and busting the marriage wide open. I'm surprised the wife stayed with him with things such as this. Oh, you're crazy or something like that? This is preposterous. Talking about, I know I look like the villain. Ma'am, you don't look like the hero. You ain't Iron Man. Rest in peace, Tony Starks. Open yourself up to other people, and you're less likely to be walked out on or thrown away. Is that the Postmates? Bless God. Open yourself up to Postmates.
Let's take a break from the show real quick. I want to tell you about Skillshare. Skillshare is a sponsor of this episode. Skillshare offers creative classes designed for real life and all the circumstances that come with it. These lessons can help you stay inspired, express yourself, and introduce yourself to a community of millions. If you didn't know, recently through Skillshare, I've taken up the guitar. Do you want to hear a G chord? And then a C chord? Then a D sustained? A minor? Wait, D sustained? A minor? D sustained, A minor, there it is, and then back to G. Now, it's a little rusty because I literally only started learning yesterday, but I've told you about my photography, but now I wanted to learn the guitar just as a creative expression for myself, and I've been taking guitar lessons on Skillshare. Most classes are under 60 minutes with short lessons to fit any schedule. There are no ads, and they're always launching new premium classes, and it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. Now listen to this. Explore your creativity at Skillshare.com/Kev, and the first 1,000 people to use our link will get a free trial of Skillshare premium membership. Receive access to thousands of classes for a limited time. Be one of the first 1,000 to sign up at Skillshare.com/Kev. And now back to the show.
I just want to start by saying I loved you and your skits and whatnot, even before ADD, but I'm not here to fangirl. I have a situation. I love my boyfriend dearly. He is literally one of the best men I've ever come across. When I was out of work, he paid all my household bills, including my personal bills. But here's my problem. He's a gamer. I hate it. I will wake up out of my sleep and he'll be on the game. I need some advice on how to talk to him about it. Oh, and he has an extremely high sex drive, which I don't. So you can imagine that brings unnecessary tension between us. Help a sister out. Let that man play the game. I'm a gamer. I work hard. I sit up here and record these videos. I shave my head. I work out, and then I eat things that cancel out my workout. I travel and do stand-up comedy, and sometimes to de-stress and relax, I play the game. My wife, she in there, she got to deal with it. She be here, I be beep, beep, boopity, boop, boopity, boopity, boop, boop, boopity, boopity, boop. I be playing FIFA. I'm in season 2023. I'm like 5 seasons in, a game that came out in 2019. When I'm playing that game, I just be having a good time. This man paying all your bills. Here's the thing. Talk to him about that game and let him leave you. And another woman in these comments going to be like, boy, you can play that game, then you can play me. You understand me? You going to play with these bills? He paying bills, making sweet love to you, and you're worried because he over there on that 2K? Why he can't play it? What bothers you? You know, Fortnite winner got $3 million. The best person at Fortnite got $3 million. And you're over here worried about that game. People take their entertainment the way they can get. Some people watch television. Some people knit. Some people play the game. Tell that man how you feel so another woman can love him wholeheartedly. You understands me? That man over here doing everything right, and you over here fussing about him playing the game like he hurting somebody. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Next question. Dear Kev, my soon-to-be fiance has an extremely racist mother. She won't make eye contact with me and refuses to acknowledge me as her daughter's soon-to-be spouse. I am black and she is white. Parentheses, no one's surprised. My girlfriend wants her parents involved at the wedding and wants me to put in 150% to make our relationship with her parents work. What should I do? Have you seen Get Out? Run. Leave. You don't want to begin a relationship like this, man. Don't love her. If she don't want to disown her family, just go. I mean, what you gonna do for Christmas dinner when the racist mom calling you a monkey behind your back? Come on, man. You're like, hey, can you pass the cranberry sauce? She like, ooh, sorry. Didn't know you was turning around. What you gonna do, man? Huh? You want in-laws calling you a coon? Can you pass the mashed potatoes, coon? What would you say? Corey. My name's John. Shut up, spook. You don't want that. They're either saying it to your face or in their head. And they're mad at their daughter for making caramel frappe children. You know, that's what mixed kids, their skin be looking like caramel frappe sometimes. Anyway. Don't put yourself through that. Tell the girl, listen this. Almost fiance. What's it called when you like don't want to be with your parents no more? You know, like when you're a kid and you could like be like, man, I don't like you. Emancipate. Well, you can't emancipate when you're an adult, can you? Find somebody else to love, man. There's plenty of fish in the sea. And some of them ain't racist. You hear me what I said? Dear Kev, I love you. I really do. Full respect as a fan and as a comic. I need some help. I'm making the transition to full-time comic now, getting some paid gigs here and there. As a comedian currently, I cannot pay my bills all through comedy. I'm doing the Uber thing, and I picked up another comic to send him to this gig. He's around my same level, but way less funny. He gave me crap about it, and I roasted him back. Since he can't tell a roast joke to save his life, he banned me from his open mic. I'm from a small comedy scene here in a faraway land, and now I only have the open mic stage left to test my jokes. I need more stage time because I need to keep testing so I can become full-time comedy. What should I do? Beat that man up. Challenge him to a fist fight duel. Say, cuz if I beat you up, put me back on your show. And then even whether he says yes or no, beat him up. And record it like Brother Nature did, except he got beat up. Here's what you really do. Work the open mic, man. Make the open mic so high that guy got to book you and then take his money and don't do his show. And then beat him up. People need to be beat up more. That's the problem with America. People don't be getting beat up as much as they should. Punch that man like Drake should have did to Pusha T, but he was scared. Jay Prince told me not to do nothing a minute. Punch that man in the face. That's the ticket. Anyway, that's enough for today. I've been Kev. This has been Dear Kev. Thank you for submitting your questions. Without you, the show doesn't work. You can send your questions to Dear Kev at KevOnStage.com. We're here every Friday on Facebook, YouTube, and podcast platforms. And if you want to support the studio overall, help us with our new ventures, you can at KevOnStage.com. We got a Patreon. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.